If probiotics aren't the solution, then what actually restores the gut? Most men focus on what to add: a supplement, a new strain, a different brand. But real repair starts somewhere deeper. It begins with stabilization. As a clinical pharmacist, in my practice, I often see men looking for a single product to correct complex biological issues: fatigue, hormonal imbalance, digestive discomfort. But gut repair is not a product. It's a process. When we experience the discomfort of declining gut health, bloating, fatigue, digestive distress, our first instinct is often rooted in a desire for immediate relief. We're conditioned to seek a silver bullet. The modern wellness market bombards us with promises of aggressive interventions. Add a powerful new probiotic strain, change your diet drastically overnight, take this concentrated supplement. We reach for a quick fix, hoping to patch over the symptoms without understanding the root cause. This approach treats the gut like a simple machine with a broken part, something to be replaced or forcefully adjusted. But the gut is not a container to be filled, nor is it a simple mechanical system. This fundamental misunderstanding is why so many interventions fail to deliver lasting results. They might offer temporary relief, but they don't address the foundational instability that caused the problem in the first place. Instead, think of it as a dynamic, intelligent barrier system. It's a vast and complex ecosystem, a living interface that constantly negotiates between the outside world and your internal biology. This barrier is responsible for absorbing nutrients, filtering out toxins, and communicating with your immune system. Its health is not determined by a single input, but by the balance of the entire environment. And before that intricate system can be repaired or strengthened, its environment must first be stabilized. The constant inflammation, the irritation, the chaos, it all has to be calmed. You cannot build a strong house on unstable ground. The first, most critical step is not to add more, but to create a foundation of calm and order from which true healing can begin. At the core of your body's internal ecosystem is the intestinal lining, a remarkable and intelligent surface. It's not just a passive tube. It's an active, selective barrier, composed of a single, delicate layer of cells. This barrier's primary role is both simple and profoundly critical: to meticulously absorb vital nutrients from the food you eat, allowing them to pass into your bloodstream to fuel every system in your body. At the same time, it must stand guard, forming a seal to keep a host of unwanted substances out. This includes undigested food particles, environmental toxins, and potentially harmful microbes. This is made possible by structures called tight junctions, which essentially rivet the cells of the intestinal wall together, maintaining the integrity of the barrier. However, when this barrier is compromised, a condition often referred to as increased intestinal permeability, these tight junctions loosen. Even a slight breach allows substances that should remain contained within the gut to leak into the bloodstream. Your immune system, correctly identifying these as foreign invaders, mounts a defensive response. The result is a state of persistent, low-grade inflammation. This isn't the acute inflammation you feel from an injury. It may not produce immediate or obvious pain. It's a subtle, systemic hum of immune activity that fundamentally changes your body's internal environment. And in this altered state, crucial processes like tissue repair and cellular regeneration cannot occur efficiently. The body's resources are constantly diverted to manage the inflammatory signals, leaving little capacity for growth and maintenance. Think of it this way: you cannot build a strong structure on unstable ground. And chronic, low-grade inflammation is fundamentally unstable ground for your health. Many people try to improve their gut health by introducing beneficial bacteria, often through probiotics. However, this approach frequently yields little to no noticeable change, leading to frustration. The reason for this is often overlooked: the existing environment within the gut itself. Before any newly introduced beneficial bacteria can establish a foothold and begin to thrive, the underlying inflammatory pressure within the gut must be significantly decreased. This is a critical, non-negotiable first step. When chronic, low-grade inflammation is the dominant force, the entire gut ecosystem becomes a hostile territory. This state of hostility isn't just a passive inconvenience. It's an active, aggressive environment that is fundamentally inhospitable, even to the most helpful and robust organisms you introduce. The inflammatory signals actually favor the growth of pathogenic bacteria, which thrive in chaos. Imagine you are a gardener trying to cultivate a vibrant garden. You have the highest quality seeds, full of potential, but you attempt to plant them in soil that is acidic, waterlogged, and constantly churned by storms. The seeds themselves are perfectly viable, but the toxic and unstable environment provides no nourishment and no stability. They cannot germinate, let alone grow into strong plants. This is precisely what happens in an inflamed gut. Pouring in probiotics without first calming the storm and preparing the terrain is like scattering seeds into a hurricane. The effort is wasted because the environment cannot support new life. Therefore, the foundational work of reducing inflammation must always precede the additive work of introducing new bacteria. You must first stabilize the terrain. Repair is not dramatic. It is gradual. The gut responds to consistent signals, not extreme interventions. They respond to stability. Biological systems recalibrate slowly, and when men expect rapid transformation, they often abandon the process before stabilization has occurred. But the body does not rush repair. It restores balance quietly. When the environment begins to stabilize, inflammatory signaling decreases. Changes are subtle. Nutrient absorption improves. Hormonal communication becomes clearer. What men often notice first is not a dramatic change. It's subtle. Energy becomes steadier. Recovery feels smoother after workouts. Focus lasts longer into the afternoon. From a clinical perspective, sustainable gut repair is about restoring conditions, not chasing symptoms. When the foundation stabilizes, other systems respond accordingly. Inflammatory signals decrease. Nutrient absorption improves. Hormonal communication becomes clearer. The body is designed to rebalance, but only when the environment supports it. This was episode 5 of the ManBiome series. In the next episode, we'll explore a factor many men overlook entirely: how stress directly alters the gut barrier and accelerates inflammation. Subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss it. Continue to episode 6, the stress-gut connection in men. ManBiome rebuild from the gut up.
The information shared in this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider for your individual needs.